Hey there, Steve Wagner, Virtual Properties Realty. Thank you for tuning in and learning about becoming a potential branch leader. A great opportunity, very unique for the industry, and this is in conjunction with a brand new, exciting ambassador program that was launched early 2015. Couple objectives of this video is to, number one, educate you on the benefits of becoming a branch leader, and also educating you on the expectations you would have if you assume that position. Also, we want to go ahead and motivate you to get on board, take action, don't procrastinate if we arrive at a win-win situation. Since the very beginning, the ambassador program has been nothing but a win-win, and that's what Virtual Properties has always strived for since its inception. It's a win for the Virtual Properties agent because of the great passive residual income the agents get when they take advantage of it. It's a win for the new agent coming in because they get that same passive residual income. It's also a win for the client and the industry because it creates massive synergy. That was the previous name of the program that we launched in 2014. It's a win for the corporation because we get to grow and the agents have more of a tendency. We're already at a 90% retention, 90+% retention rate, but that even increases that to an unbelievable retention rate. And it's a win for the staff. They get bonuses on the success of the ambassador agents. But it's also very much a loss of the competitors. I'll go ahead and say right now that we're going to get a lot of rocks thrown at us and a lot of negative feedback from our competitors, mostly due to one word, and that's fear. And a lot of them should be afraid because they don't really have a response to it, especially the franchise companies. Everyone thinks that being a national franchise is such a great thing, but I basically saw that since 1999, I saw 12 Remaxes around me go out of business because they really could not respond to what I was doing, not just me, but some people doing a similar model, and we were getting the majority of the business, and they all went out of business. So this is probably going to be something moving forward. The national franchises are not going to be able to compete with this model, and you can expect them to lose a lot of business, and they're going to be saying and doing a lot of things to try to degrade what we're doing and so forth. So let me go ahead and just re-explain what the ambassador program is. I definitely encourage you to watch the video that just talks about being an agent ambassador. But the program is designed to financially reward Virtual Properties agents for assisting in promoting, protecting, and maintaining the company's interest. It's got some emphasis on recruiting and then obviously the agents helping in the retention. If the agents follow a very non-aggressive plan that's I think simple, the result in about 5 years would be about $86,400 in passive residual income. It's not a guarantee, it's a model, but it's a very solid model that you can do with a little calculator. Probably a fifth grader could come up with these numbers. Very real, and the numbers came up with each agent bringing in an average of 4 recruits a year. I mean, that would be the lead agent, that would be you, bring in 4 recruits a year, and the people you bring around 2 recruits a year. The average number of sales around 6, that's average. The average sales price $200,000, the average broker fee 3%. That'll bring you $86,400 if you plug it in. Again, there's no guarantee, that's just a model. I call it a goal. Now, what we're offering the ambassador manager, the branch leader, as we're calling it, is triple to quadruple that much, possibly even more. So what we have here, this is an invitation. We're targeting strong leaders to begin discussions on creating a win-win scenario that you could win and that we could win. If either one of us is not going to win in this situation, then I encourage us not to do it. We don't want to trick you into jumping in. This is not what this is all about. We want people to come with great attitude, knowing what they are going to get and knowing clearly what they're going to have to give up. But I think across the board, it's going to be win-win if we get the right scenario going. So we're ready to grow. That's what this is about. We had one office going into fall of 2014. Come first of 2015, we have 4 offices going, and about 4 other ones that we're about to launch, and maybe four more that are in conception stages right now. We need great people to help us grow those offices. Those people that help us grow those offices are going to be rewarded compensation wise really well. And this is generally passive residual income that we don't know in this industry. Most agents know they make a sale and they close, and then that's the end of that particular client. This is just income that just keeps coming and coming and coming. I'm going to briefly talk about the 80-10-10 rule just to let you know who we're talking to. We're talking to the green 10%. And so there's also the red 10% that's just very reluctant to do anything and most likely won't do anything no matter how good it is. The green 10% is not going to do something no matter what, but they are what I call the leaders. They are the true entrepreneurs. And one of the biggest things that they have is that they're not bound by fear. They take action. And so a lot of people talk about it and they only take action after they watch other people succeed, after no risk is there because it's just very obvious. So that's what we're talking about. The other 80%, there's another 10% of that 80% that watches the green 10%. And if they're successful and they're doing well, they'll jump on. And those are somewhat leaders as well. But we keep peeling the 10% back. And obviously those are not leaders. Those are definitely followers. We're looking for leaders and people that are true entrepreneurs. Okay, I just want to say right now that we're not going to talk a lot about the accolades of virtual properties in this video. We've got two other videos. One just talks about our accolades, and it takes a long time to explain a lot of the accolades. We're a very highly decorated company, but we also have one of the strongest value propositions. So I want you to watch the other video that really talks about our value proposition. But we're not going to talk about that here. We're talking about the opportunity here, and we're going to get out in as much detail as we can. So this is basically a no-brainer moving forward. I'm going to tell you right now, there's no risk involved in this. Do not believe that a franchise name has anything to do with your success. In 1999, I had a lot of listings. I moved over from Remax. I was apprehensive. I will admit, if you are apprehensive, I don't blame you because I was the same way back then. I'll just tell you this much: I never listed a house over 700,000, maybe even 650. Until I came over virtual properties. I left Remax, and then 2 years later, I found myself with an inventory of over 5 to 6 properties, over $1 million. My last 2 sales were $3.5 million. I never really missed a listing. I never even had a tough conversation with a seller. I got almost every listing, and never had a tough conversation about which company you're with. It's a complete fallacy that it has any impact on your success. So I'm looking for people with a sense of adventure, if I had to say. And then also people that have figured this out. A lot of people have not figured this out. But if you know what I'm talking about, you're shaking your head. That in order to really do something spectacular, you have to move out of your comfort zone. Sometimes you have to take a step backwards. Sometimes you have to endure some difficulty. These people that work out and stuff like that. Beginning, sometimes it's just, you're not pumping iron and say, oh, this is great, this is great. You do it anyways, and then you have to move out of your comfort zone to get anything great. So I love this little graphic here. Let me explain this here for a second. This is you, or this is me. First of all, this is the story of my life. I'm that little fish there that jumped somewhere, and everyone's calling me crazy. Some people are calling me a traitor. All kinds of things with those little fish. Every one of those fish has something on their mind. You're not doing what they want you to do, and it's interesting to see how they act. Only thing I'll tell you, I've been that fish most of my life that jumps out and to a pool of opportunity, and they almost all end up following me later on and so forth. So I'm just telling you, if you're going to do anything spectacular, you're going to have to do something you've never done, and you're probably going to have to endure a little bit of strange looks from the people that you're around. And I know a lot of you have been with. I know I've got friends who've been with certain franchises for 5, 10, maybe even decades. And they just seem like it's very hard for them to leave that. And if that's just too much for you, then obviously stay. But there's a great opportunity here if you can endure the change. So that's really what successful leaders are. They have the courage to take action and move to change while others hesitate. So what we're talking about is a massive win opportunity for the branch leader. Let's talk about that. Well, before I do that, let me just talk about Aristotle Onassis. He has a great quote, and he's obviously the billionaire, the Greek tycoon. He says, the secret to business is to know something that nobody else knows. If you're listening to this right now, you're one of the few people that know about this branch manager position. Now, a lot of people are going to know about the ambassador program, but the branch manager position, which is much more lucrative, much more opportunity, is very, very few people know about it. So I would say feel fortunate. The entrepreneur is always someone that searches for change. Look at the words here. Searches for change, not just endures it or possibly accepts it. You look for change because that is it. You look for change. You respond to it because some people see change, but they don't respond to it. But those who search for change respond to it and then exploits it, which means maximize it as opportunity. That's the only way you're going to do anything great in this world. You can't do what everyone else is doing and so forth. But anyways, maybe you understand this, maybe you don't. Okay, let's get to the nitty gritty here. What are the benefits of becoming ambassador program? The number one benefit here is leads are given to you. I'm talking about ambassador leads. These are leads for passive residual income. This is what we call the second income stream, but for you, it's going to become your first income stream, no matter what. And so we will give you leads, and these leads will be ongoing passive residual income that compounds year after year after year. Some people call it a retirement plan. I don't think we're supposed to call it a retirement plan because I had my securities license at one time, but it's definitely income that can go for as long as you remain licensed and the people stay in your downline. That's what it's meant to do. It's really like owning your own business. I want to stress that if you're, a lot of people are transferring their companies here. I have one just yesterday that's resolving their 5-agent company and bringing them in. She is tickled to death for doing this because she's getting all the benefits of owning her own business with none of the liabilities. These are a couple things that we're willing to do. Now, again, we're thinking win-win. You are a business owner. I'm a business owner. We're working together, and you're not trying to milk me, and I'm not trying to milk you. That's a great relationship. But in the beginning, if we need to give you some space, and we will invest in you in certain things like space, materials, supplies, industry expenses, sometimes even travel expenses. If we're going to go down to the GAR convention or one of the conventions somewhere, we will help out in that. And sometimes equipment expenses as well. I also want to stress that you have another third income opportunity. Some companies are trying to get these agents to teach for free. It's not a bad idea to do that. I don't blame them. Most of the people that are coming over said they enjoy doing it. They do it for free with us. I said, no. I'm in the win-win. I want to pay you. But there's other reasons why you would teach. I learned real quick with this company that if you want to learn something, agree to teach it, and you learn it 5 times more. But also, you are perceived by people on the outside as leaders and industry experts, and they're reaching out to try to affiliate with you or give you referrals or do business with you and so forth. Then also in this ambassador program, those who are the teachers, the mentors, the leaders, and so forth, the coaches, and they have a little bit more of a value proposition to give the agent out there and getting them to come on. They can say, hey, look, I'll put you under my wings. We've got a great team. We've got great brokers, great training, great program. But hey, come here and I'll help you. That is really helping on the ambassador prospecting frontier. So again, you're going to get a lot more referrals. Look at you as that person in the red upper right-hand corner. When you are the leader, people want to give you the referral because they think that their client's going to be more impressed with giving it to you and with you dealing with them. And then they're going to probably have a better chance of you making the sale and getting their referrals. By nature of you being the leader of a branch, you're going to get leads, period. I'm talking about buyers and sellers. We have a lot of technology that's going to be shooting leads to the branch. We have walk-ins, we have call-ins, etc. I'll sit down with you, but just keep in mind that's probably the second thing. You're going to get more buyer and seller leads as well. It's going to enhance your reputation, influence with your potential clients, your peers, family, friends, and affiliates, and so forth. You're going to get free training opportunities. Sometimes it's free, sometimes it's not, sometimes it's just reduced. Sometimes it's priority offerings. You're the first to get the offering on it. Sometimes it's exclusive to you. Future entrepreneurial considerations, we always go to our leaders first. Possible commission reductions, just keep in mind almost everyone who comes here gets an immediate pay raise. But if this is what it's going to take for a little while, because it's all about win-win. So I don't want to be lost to us, win to you. But if we're willing to look at just about anything. Hopefully that's what these 17 things are. It's not that we're going to give you all these things. It's that, look, what's it going to take to make you feel very comfortable and to get you in and to where I don't want to look back and say, boy, that was a really tough bump. It isn't going to be. And so we help people all the time, and these are some of the things that we're willing to do. Possible even support staff. We can talk about that. If you're having a hard time with the coverage, we might put in a support staff there that you and I both can utilize. Joint ventures down the road. So the bottom line is this: we're looking for ready, willing, and able people. There's a lot to get. It's mostly that passive residual income and the leads you're going to get from being in that, and the increased prestige and so forth from being in that position. But we expect something out of you guys. Not a lot, I want to stress, but there is some things we're looking for. First and foremost, our company's always been founded on great energy. We have like 21 things that people have said why they like virtual properties. The ambassador program is now right at the top. Our training, our broker support, our technologies, our land commercial. But I'll tell you one thing. Everyone always talks about when they come in the office, they say they feel the energy, the family atmosphere. Sometimes they call it the culture of success. We want that X factor from people. We love that. And if we can see that in somebody, we're going to try to recruit you kind of hard, because we know that's vital for the success, the ongoing culture, the ongoing success of our company. So just keep that in mind. But you also, no matter how much ability, how much X factor you've got, if you don't have a little bit of time, if you're too distracted, you're not going to be much use to us, and you're not going to succeed. So we need to sit down and make sure you have a little bit of time. Just do the very basics that we're asking. We're really not asking for a lot. There's a lot of flexibility with this, but there is some time, there is some focus you have to give to our program. So mostly we're looking for those coverage days. So basically it's like this. I want to open up as many offices as I can, and I want to do it with as very little capital as I can. And so the main thing is I'm going to partner with a few agents who are going to cover that office. In other words, they're going to babysit that office. So I don't have to go drive 2 hours just to pull one piece of paper out of a copier. I've had to do that before, by the way. Taking about half my day to do that. And so if you're there and you'll pull that piece of paper out of the copier, you'll do a few broker filter things, but we're really not talking about a lot. It's not like what I've had to do is really truly owning the business and dealing with a lot of the crap, if I'm permitted to say. It's 1/10 of what a typical business owner will do, but we do want you to babysit and make that office yours for that day. And then as we progress down the road, we'll start adding some staff and relieve you of all the responsibility. But in the beginning days, that we would like for you to kind of babysit that office. We're also obviously always trying to go after people with reputation and resume. Resume could be accomplishments, production, could be networking, leadership in certain boards, this and that. So anything that falls in that category. We're looking for people that can be a little bit of proactive rather than just reactive. Now, we're going to give you a lot of leads, but dang, we'd like for you to network and use your sphere of influence and bring the virtual properties word to other people as well. Obviously, we've talked about mentoring and training and how that can be beneficial to your recruiting and how that can be a second income stream. If you're willing to do that, you're not obligated. You don't have to bring all these things, by the way, but these are some things that we're looking at, because we're talking to a bunch of other people. Keep in mind, we're probably talking to 2 or 3 people, and then we're going to probably offer this position to the one that has the best of all these things. So teams, I will say this, I'd much rather go with a team than an individual, because individuals get sick. Things happen. And then all of a sudden we don't have coverage on those days, and it creates a problem. So teams are very good. It's good for us and it's good for you, because, for the same reasons. You can fall back on some of your teammates and whatnot. Bottom line is always looking at results, and then obviously the ability to add diversity to our campaign and bring niche markets is definitely beneficial as well. All in all, what we're offering is not just financial freedom, financial prosperity. So if this looks like a win-win, we encourage you to go ahead and get started and take this exit from where you're at now. And the beautiful thing is that this is helping others. Two of my favorite quotes in business come from Zig Ziglar. He's kind of a mentor of mine and an inspiration of mine. He says that you can get anything you want out of life if you help other people get what they want. That's what I'm trying to do to you, and that's what I would like for you to do to the agents out there. This is what we do. This is the truly what we're offering here. We are drastically improving other people's lives by plugging them into this program. And so the other thing is, you're now a business owner like I am, and so you don't build a business, you build people, and the people build the business. That's another Zig Ziglar quote, by the way. And so I wanted to let you know you should feel good about what you're doing. If I can't feel good about what I'm doing, I don't want to do it. Doesn't matter how much money's made. I also like Dwayne Johnson. I know the ladies like him. The guys like him as well. Cool guy. I love this quote. He says, when you walk up to opportunity's door, don't knock on it. Kick the blankety blank in, smile, and introduce yourself. Hey, that's what I'm talking about here. So what is the win-win? Let's kind of review what we want. We want you, number one, we need you to interview prospects. Okay, we don't want to hire someone to go out there and do it. I don't want to drive 2 hours or an hour or whatever away just to interview a prospect. It's your spirit, your target area, your stomping grounds. We call you and say we've got someone that's interested in joining. You interview them. Guess what? You get them in that passive residual income. As long as they're with that company, you're making money every time they make a close. There's a check. Very wonderful thing. The a little bit of office coverage, just babysit the office a little bit. Be a little bit of a broker filter. Not be a broker, because if you're going to be a broker, we'll pay you for that. But if you're going to just be a little bit of broker filter, the nasty stuff always goes back to our brokers. But if you can answer a few little questions here and there, that's great. Great energy and attitude, that's kind of a prerequisite. And a little bit of proactive prospecting. What you get are ambassador leads. You get a lot more referral RE leads, real estate leads, and referrals. You'll get your own office. You kind of say, this is my branch. More resources. Virtual Property has tons and tons and tons of resources, and you get help with expenses. So in a nutshell, from you're basically zero upfront investment. So if you're going to buy a franchise, you got to spend a lot of money up front. Then you're going to have to spend a lot of money ongoing. You're not going to have to give up hardly any time, because keep in mind, even though we want coverage, you can be multitasking and so forth. We just need you to be available if something does occur during that time. And then later on, we will actually end up putting in administrative staff to even make that not necessary. The rewards you get are tens or hundreds of thousands of dollars of ongoing passive residual income. Again, what passive residual income is? January 1, you're pretty much confident you're going to make 50, 100, 150,000 this year without even making a sale. Good feeling to have. The other reward is immediate ongoing. I don't want to make it sound like, the big money is about compounding on that level 2, but you're going to start making money immediately on that. So the bottom line is this: no one has ever won a game of chess by taking only forward moves. Sometimes you have to take a move backwards to take a better step forward. I'm not talking about a lot here, honestly. I'm just talking about dealing with a little bit more, having to work a little bit more. We've done this a lot, and we know the producers, and that's who I'm talking about here. Probably people have a lot going on, that in order to change gears, there's going to be a little bit extra work. There's no doubt about it. Most of the people that have come on have not lost any business. Matter of fact, they immediately start gaining business as soon as they've come over. But it is extra work. I will not lie to you. We have a concierge here to help you. We've got plenty of staff to help you and so forth. But it's going to be taking somewhat of a step back, just in terms of, not in terms of business, but in having to work a little bit harder to make the move. But a year from now, I don't want you to say I should have started. And a lot of people are gonna do this. They should have really closed us hard on this thing, because if you don't sound very enthusiastic, we're gonna go on to the next person. And if we don't feel like there's a good fit, then we're gonna go to the next person. A lot of times we know there's a good fit because they start selling us, and that excites us. So I encourage you to act now and try to, if you feel like this is for you, start really, selling us on the whole thing, because we've approached you now. Let's start working that win-win and that mutual partnership. Hey, that's it. That's the program. I hope you enjoyed it. Love to talk further about it.